The night before a 12-hour shift consists of a few things. The first thing is making sure your uniform is wrinkle-free, and I always make sure that I hang it up so it looks nice and spiffy for the morning. Thing number 2, I like to go through my nursing bag. I like to make sure that I have everything I need. Thing number 3, I like to pack my lunch. I like to make sure that I know that I'm going to be totally fed for a 12-hour shift. Because trust me, I'm not gonna have time to run down to the cafeteria. I barely have time to sit and eat. So tonight is gonna be all about the preparation. Hey guys, so I am wearing my favorite onesie. It is a wonderful pink bunny suit. You may recognize it from A Christmas Story. So it's December 31st, the last night that I can get away wearing this. So trust me, I am. So real quick, I'm gonna go over a few things that I keep in my nursing bag. So this right here is my Vocera. And my Vocera, it's a walkie-talkie. So it clips onto my uniform and it's really cool. So when someone goes and they talk to me, it's gonna actually say, you have a call from so-and-so. And then I can accept it or I can refuse it. But it's kind of crazy. I also have this really interesting piece on it. It's called the concierge. So I put a really cool piece on mine because I kept getting Vocera calls while I was in patient rooms with patient sensitive information. So I'd be in a room and the secretary would call me and be like, oh, just so you know, Mrs. Smith and so needs to go down for her biopsy. Or, so-and-so, she's in a AFib and you need to come out to the desk and check. Well, I'm like, oh, cool, in a patient room. So now they know Mr. Jones is an AFib. So I decided to get the concierge piece. I still hear that people are calling me, but everything they say just goes through the earpiece. The other thing that I carry with me is my Preventix. It just kind of tags on to the top. In every room, before the room and after the room, there's this hand sanitizer dispenser. I wave my hand underneath there, a little green light comes on and it'll say that I've washed my hands. It's thank you for washing. It is extremely annoying. I'm not a huge fan, but I need to wear it because I need to be above 70% to be compliant. Actually, at the facility I work at, we can get terminated if we fall below 70%. I'm usually mid 80s, so relatively compliant. You do get picked up when you're walking by or if you're changing out the linen bags right in front of the sensor, so it's not 100% accurate. All right, so now I'm going to talk about my nighttime ritual next. All right, so this is everything that I'm going to need for work tomorrow, minus my lunchbox. So if we look here, these here are my favorite pair of scrubs. They're the Helping Hands 360 brand. I've had them for about a year and a half. Love them, super, super comfortable. Only complaint is they are starting to show a bit of wear. You can look here, but I mean, a year and a half is a pretty good amount of time to get out of scrubs. Then next is my all-time favorite piece. It is my Avia jacket. This jacket I have had from before nursing school. It is from Walmart. It wears amazing. I have it in navy blue and I have it in white, and I do wear them practically every day just because it's so cold at work. I like to have an extra layer. The next thing here you'll see, these are my workout clothes. So these are Fabletics brand. The pants, the sports bra, and the the tank top. I like to have my workout clothes with me. I find that if I end up going home after work, I don't want to go to the gym afterwards. It's just a me thing. So by having it prepared and bringing my workout clothes with me to work and then changing as soon as the shift's done, I just find that I go to the gym a lot more frequently. The next thing I have are my compression socks. If you do not wear compression socks, I strongly, strongly recommend them. They have saved me more times than I care to admit. My feet used to be super swollen, achy. They do help with the fatigue, especially if you're working 12-hour shifts. So strongly recommend them, even if you're just in nursing school. When I was in nursing school and when I was a nursing assistant, I did wear them as well. So then I have my Preventix, which I have to put into my nursing bag here. Then I've got my Vocera. Those are two things that my hospital use. Not everyone does. The almighty nursing scissors. You got to have them. You can pick them up for a few dollars at the store. 2 pens because one of them is bound to get lost in the shift because I can almost guarantee it will. It just happens that way. Dry erase marker because the facility that I use uses dry erase boards. So every day we're writing our names on the dry erase boards, and you know, every shift change, when we do bedside report, we're changing our names. So that's important to have as well. Then there is my first aid kit. And if you read the front here, it was a gift. It says, in case of emergency, put mascara on yourself before helping others. It's actually what I joke is it's my first aid kit. It's got like the important essentials. So I have like pads, my glasses wipes, extra hair ties, because those do get lost or break during the shift. A comb, and then some just Ricola drops because not so much for getting sick, but sometimes because the air is so dry, I find that my throat hurts, and I find that it's really important to just be able to suck on that, and it really helps my throat feel better. And then last but not least, this is my stethoscope, and I'm going to do a review on it. This is the best stethoscope I've ever had. It's the classic cardiology stethoscope from MDF. And if you give me a minute, let me just get the lid off of it here. Here. It's the rose gold color and the white. So I had the regular MDF rose gold and white for the first 3 years, and then I upgraded to the cardiology. It was a gift from a friend. I absolutely love this thing. I mean, I can hear everything with it. I've only had it for, I'd say, about a month now, but it works amazing and I love it. So definitely going to do a review of it sometime in the future. So next, I'll go over my lunchbox and kind of the things that I put in there. Alright guys, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is I do overnight oats. So you can see I do almond milk. So I do 8 ounces of almond milk. I'll grab the quick cook Irish oatmeal steel cut oats. And then this right here is a cup of strawberries. So I'll put that all in this overnight container and I'll let that sit and actually take that with me, and I eat that during first break. Like around like 9 a.m. I'll like run in and I'll try and eat usually. That's just, I'm not a huge morning person. I've never been able to eat at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So I make breakfast and I eat it there. The next thing over here is actually my lunch. I have 4 ounces of steak, butternut squash, and some cucumbers. That is something that I pack. Sometimes if I don't feel like packing, I'll buy stuff like this. It's like quick cook or quick meal. It's like a, I don't know if you read the facts here. There's not a lot of protein in it, but they do have basically a very minimal list. You can actually see here. It's very, preservative free, if you will. It just has like lactic acid. So it's like a healthy option if I don't feel like cooking. So sometimes I'll get stuff like that. Then what I do is I have my water bottle here, and I fill this up with water, and then I'll try and drink this about, 4 times in a day at least. And I know I probably should even drink more than that, but it's really important just to try and stay hydrated. It's so dry in the hospitals, you don't realize it, but you really, really need to stay hydrated. And then I'll either use like the emergency right here, or I'll use Zip Fizz, which this one is carbonated, so sometimes I feel like doing the carbonated thing. They're both basically just vitamins, and I'll add that to one of my drinks sometime during the day. And then usually before I get done, so I try about 5 o'clock if I can to get away, just to make this real quick. So this right here has 8 ounces of almond milk in it. And then I'll add this in. This is just a meal replacement protein shake. It's called a macro meal. And you can look through here and see it's got, 25 grams of protein, 180 calories. It's like a meal replacement, but it's a pretty small meal replacement. So depending on what I'm going to do, if I know I'm going to work out hard and I'm going to burn a lot of calories, I'll also take something like this with me, like a fruit and nut trail mix. It's just extra calories. It's almost as many as are in the meal replacement, but has a little bit more carbs, and it'll give me some fuel for lifting. So that's pretty much it. So in a nutshell, that is what I'm taking with me to work food-wise. So for my nighttime ritual, I'd like to take some time to just kind of compose myself. Going to work can be a little bit on the stressful side. When you haven't been there for a few days, it's a little nerve-wracking. You get just, I don't know how to explain it other than almost like an anxiety going in. For me, though, I know that I want to be a nurse. I love being a nurse. So it's not like anxiety with the career. It's just like I haven't been there. So just kind of getting back in the swing of things. And 12-hour shifts are not short. So it is a lot of stress knowing that you're going to be walking on your feet. Like an average day, I get over 10,000 steps, which sounds like, well, it is a lot. And your feet will definitely feel it. So going back though, nighttime ritual. So what I do is I use this. It's a lavender chamomile spray. It's like an essential oil infused spray. I spray it on my pillows. Kind of makes it a little bit more homey, makes it easier for me to fall asleep. Another thing that I do after I wash my face, I put on aloe. So the nights before going to work, I apply aloe to my skin because the air is super, super dry in the hospital. And I notice that my skin ends up getting dry. So I have very oily skin naturally. So I end up having to use salicylic acid face washes and moisturizers typically. But the combination of the salicylic acid products and then the dry hospital air leads me to have dry, flaky skin. So to combat that, after I use my facial products, I will actually put the aloe on, and I will use that instead of my normal moisturizer on the nights before I go into work. And then last but not least, the product that I don't think I'd be able to live without is my melatonin. I'm kind of obsessed with this stuff. It helps you fall asleep, and it's non-habit forming, it's non-addictive. It's a naturally occurring product in your body, and it does just help me drift off, and I find it to be super helpful. I don't like using Benadryl, I don't like using Tylenol PM, because those things tend to be habit forming, and I'm not all about that. So what do you do for your nighttime ritual? Make sure to comment it in below and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And thanks for watching. Become part of the tRNsform nursing team. Bye.